So for this IELTS test, we're looking at the formal letter type of task. So the first thing to do is to think about, okay, what makes something formal? How do we write formally in English? Okay, so to be formal, you want to be thinking in terms of vocabulary. Okay, so you're using more formal types of vocabulary, and then also in terms of tone, okay, which can be in terms of what you're talking about. Okay, so you want to be keeping it in terms of very business-like, not personal, okay? You don't want to be personal or really showing your opinion, okay? Showing your opinion in English tends to be quite informal, so you want to be kind of detached, cold, business-like, okay? Get that formal tone that you're looking for. So let's look at the topic of this letter. A large company in your area has decided to spend a certain amount of money either to sponsor a local children's sports team for 2 years or to pay for 2 open-air concerts. It is asked for feedback from the general public. So write a letter to the company. So in your letter, firstly, describe the benefits of sponsoring the sports team, then summarize the benefits of paying for the concerts, and then say how you think the company should spend the money. Okay, so you've set it out nicely for you. You've got paragraph 1, paragraph 2, paragraph 3, and why the sports team is good, why the concerts is good, and then your own opinion. Okay, so beginning of dear sir or madam. Okay, so let's see what this candidate has done. So first one, I am writing this letter to express my appreciation for your decision to support our local community, either to sponsor a local children's sports team or organize 2 concerts. This is a really great opening sentence, okay? Reasons why I love this sentence, okay? To express my appreciation. This is a really great, very formal expression. That's something I would write in an email if I was writing it myself. So expressing my appreciation rather than saying, thank you so much for agreeing to. I want to express my appreciation. Really nice formal vocabulary there. To support our local community. And then this is really great punctuation, showing very sophisticated grammar to be able to attack those using a dash. So this is very difficult punctuation to know how to use, and they've used it correctly. So it's a very nice introduction. I really like this opening sentence, very strong. Needless to say, if you encourage our children's sports team with your budget, it would be obvious that your brand will be exposed to young generations and their parents for a long time. Okay. I kind of like this. Needless to say, that's like a nice, strong linking phrase. It's nice. If you encourage our children's sports team with your budget, they've tried to paraphrase sponsoring with encouraging. I guess it kind of works. I can sort of see that. But I mean, we don't really have a good paraphrase for sponsor, to be honest. You pay for something, you sponsor it, you are the sponsor. So you could say, rather than 2 sponsors, say, if you become a sponsor to, okay? So that would be another way to paraphrase. Sometimes in IELTS, people think that paraphrasing is just about changing the vocabulary word for another one. But if you can change the use of the vocabulary word, that also counts as paraphrasing. So you can change the form. So rather than saying either to sponsor, if you become a sponsor to our children's sports team, and that's also showing a good vocabulary skill. It would be obvious, so writing with your budget, I would probably change this to your funds rather than budget. It would be obvious that your brand, this is too strong. It would be obvious. This is too strong for a formal letter. Being formal in English, the tone, you always want to be cautious in order to be polite. So I would say it may be that, or it could be. So we want to be more cautious. It would be obvious. It will be obvious. That's too strong. Your brand will be exposed to young generations and their parents for a long time. Okay, also, I expect there are several players having potential to be winners over local leagues, and their abilities can be boosted through your sponsorship and start to win in national games. I like to say through your sponsorship. So again, we've used nice paraphrasing of the word sponsor, so they've shown me that they know how to change it from a verb to a noun. And start to win in national games. I guess if so, the effect of this program will increase exponentially. This is nice vocabulary here, increase exponentially. What nice fancy vocabulary we've got going on there. So I like that a lot. So overall, I think this is a nice opening to the letter. Like I said, I really like this opening phrase. We've got nice linking words in. We've got a little bit of paraphrased and going on, and we've got more nice vocabulary down here. And they've done exactly what they said. They said, why is it a good thing to sponsor the sports team? Well, long-term brand exposure. This one. On the other hand, I expect that hosting open air concerts is also helpful for our area, but it's not happened yet, so it needs to be future tense. So this one would also be helpful, okay? But again, we could say would here, but I would rather say something could be or maybe for our local area, as like other famous jazz music festivals of other areas, in other areas. This brand new concert may become a popular attraction or heritage eventually. So as the concert is getting more popular, your brand will be more exposed. Yep. I think a better sort of tack to go on for this open air concert, maybe sort of like attracting tourists. This feels a bit short to me. You could expand attracting tourists. You could talk about boosting the local economy. Gaining exposure for local artists. Okay, anything like that. So I would want to see this expanded a little bit longer with a little bit more detail. And again, the issue here with the tense, as the concert is getting more popular. Well, the concert hasn't started yet. We're talking about the future. So say if the concert could become popular, your brand would be or may be more exposed. Okay, so you could, this is a great chance for you to show that you know how to use a type of conditional sentence. So if the concert could become more popular, your brand would be more exposed. Okay, so that's a grammar point there. So this sentence isn't quite correct in terms of the tense, and it was a chance to show off that you know how to do a conditional sentence. So a little bit weaker in terms of grammar here, and also a little bit shorter in terms of explanation. So let's see them summarize their opinion. All in all, I also really like this as a linking phrase. I think that's nice, and it's it's a little bit informal, but I think in terms of this letter, it works. All in all, although you choose any one program, although you may choose any one program, the result and effect of it would be great and help your business in this area. Again, would be great, may be great. However, I suppose that the effect of supporting sports teams could be lasting longer than others. I suppose that the effect could be lasting, could last longer than others, because sports activity is important for our lives. It means if you support this activity, you'll be familiar with your brand and products easily. Who's we? The people of the town. Many people will become familiar with your brand and products more easily. Okay. And then I hope that I will see the result of your campaign in this area soon. Okay. So I think the grammar got a little bit weaker here, and that they're getting a little bit confused about the tense, about the fact that all of this we're talking about a future, and we're also talking about a conditional future. Okay, it depends on which one they choose. Something may happen, it may not happen, could happen. If you do this, this may happen. So I think overall, in terms of grammar, they were really missing out on showing me that they could use some nice conditional sentences here. But I like the consistency in the terms of the argument, that they're focusing on like the lasting for a long time. So that's consistent all the way through. They're like, it's, the benefit of the marketing from the festival is not going to be as much as the long-term benefit of being in the sports league. So I do like that. Yours faithfully, Jeremy Clarkson. I don't know, but Jeremy Clarkson is a very famous British TV personality. So I like to think that Jeremy Clarkson wrote this. So yours faithfully, Jeremy Clarkson. That's also a nice way to end the letter. Okay. So overall, a lot of strong points of this one. In terms of vocabulary, I thought they showed reasonably good types of vocabulary. They did try to paraphrase quite a lot. So I think I would put this as a 6.5 for vocabulary. In terms of cohesion and coherence, it was quite cohesive, and it was quite logical throughout. So I would want to give that a 6.5. In terms of task achievement, to be honest, I think that this paragraph really let them down because it was a bit short and it didn't really expand on their ideas a lot. So I'd probably give it a 6.0. And then in terms of grammar as well, this idea that they were, towards the end, they were getting more confused about their tenses, and they didn't really show me the range of grammar that I would like to see, compared to like this beautiful starting sentence, which was great, and a very nice, strong first paragraph. I wanted to see them continue doing that. So I think I probably give them a 6.0. So coming out an overall 6.5, and especially in terms of grammar, to improve this, I want you to, would have liked to see them show them if conditional sentences, and just in general, be careful of their tense. In terms of task achievement, I'd want to see them expand more on their ideas, especially body 2, ideas, especially in body 2. So that would be my overall feedback for this candidate.